Welcome to the Freljord Cup Day 4 EZW Clash Team casting coverage. If you're wondering where Day 3 is, it doesn't exist. I forgot to cast yesterday. Although going by their match history, they went like, what, 0-2, and the last game was undecided because one of the two teams forfeit. So I think they played 7th or 8th or one of them. Not the best results. Very depressing to cast if I was to cast it. I was watching, but I wasn't casting. It wasn't great, but that's in the past. That's just gonna make them a little bit more hungry to try to get the W today. You can see here, Freljord Cup Day 4 is the last day of the Freljord Cup. I don't even remember their placements nowadays. Let's check the winners tab. Does EZW exist in here? No, EZW has never won a clash in Freljord Cup, at least. They won once before in, I believe, Demacia? Oh my gosh, FPX. Can I check their player names? Did they change all of their player names to be... Was this the one team we casted like a month or so ago? Let me see this match history. No, this wasn't the team that changed all their names to be FPX members. Oh, it does seem like they're in game. So let's jump into the coverage for match 1 of Freljord Cup. Final day. After this will be the Piltover Cup, and everything continues from there. So 2.5 minutes away from beginning this game. We're gonna run down the matchups here. It does seem like it is a Fiddle jungle, Ari mid, Ornn top for blue team, and their bot lane is going to be Lucian Braum, coupled. They're pretty decently tanky, plus some really heavy pick and ambush threats. So it's a decent draft overall, I say. Meanwhile, on Team EZW, they're going to be going up against Trundle top, Set jungle. That is definitely their picks. It's not the other way around, I'm pretty sure, knowing these guys. Orianna mid, and bot lane we're gonna have Ezreal Leona. The very classic laning pairing. So that's gonna be what we're looking at here. So in about 2 minutes, we're gonna head into game 1 of Freljord Cup Day 4. Match 1. They still didn't make it so that you could see what the team names are in this spectate. Because this spectate mode, as far as Riot is concerned, is basically just spectating any old rank game. The Clash, a little bit higher stakes, a little bit more coordination. Teams actually have names. Wannabe LCS, basically. Unfortunately, I can't peek their names. I only know that a red team is Team EZW, and I don't know what blue team's team name is. I don't think I can ever find out unless I directly ask the players involved. The Clash tab doesn't show anything because I'm not in a Clash team. I'm not even a coach, really. I'm just kind of like a last resort sub for the team, but I'm not in the team. So without being physically in the team, I don't think I can check their brackets or check their matchups. I don't even think op.gg or any third-party site shows it either. It's going to be a mystery of the teams they're up against. So we're just going to call them blue and red team, just as how I normally do. It doesn't seem like... It doesn't even seem like the team tags are in it. Like it's just going to be a game with 5 normal nameplates. But we're going to get into this game 20 seconds in. EZW is hungry for a win, and the blue team is hungry for whatever their results are from yesterday, if they did play yesterday. The last day of Freljord Cup, all teams participating want to end on a very high note indeed. So let's see who takes the W here. 0, 2, 1, 0. Let's get into it. So we're just going to be waiting for the loading screen here to pop up. And once it does, game's going to start. The feed was dropped for a brief moment. That's okay. We're back. We got the countdown. We made it to the game. The game has just started. And now we're going to get into it properly. We're gonna turn off the time controls, turn on the objective timers, turn on the scoreboard up at all times. I'm slowly learning to control the camera for myself. I'm still not really good at it because I can't. How people in LCS do it is that when the LCS broadcasting, you have like a whole team of people backstage doing camera work. At least 2 people at all times are watching the map and kind of keying into each other like, oh, pan your map over here, pan your map over there. There's about to be something happening. But I only have 1 pair of eyes. So judging by the minimap icons is a really terrible way to preempt your camera to look at where plays are going to happen. So in this case, I trust the camera a little bit more than myself. It does seem like actually they're fielding a new player. Their old player doesn't seem to be in this game. Oh, does that mean I hate Mushrooms, who is typically mid? Is he playing top? Interesting. No, yeah, Clash. It doesn't organize your scoreboard, so I have to do this. I forgot. That should be good.
Minions have spawned.
We're gonna get into the game now. Minions have spawned. It does seem like red team will opt for a red buff start. This allows them to make a really early play onto the Drake. What's the Ezreal Leona doing? They want to make a catch or try, but oh no, they already missed the bus. Fiddle is going a leashless start, which is the classic LEC jungle start, I suppose. You by doing this camp first, you can go leashless. And now red team, oh, they might be walking into an ambush. Braum, Lucian, they're waiting in the wings. If Leona face checks, this could be really bad. Braum's gonna be the first to pop out. Here comes the fight, but no more stacks are being applied. Leona not stunned yet. She finally does get stunned, but the aftershock is giving her tankiness. She's not gonna die here. And this level 1 trade, I think it could have gone a lot better for blue team, but they don't find it here. They could have probably made a way better. They could have killed someone actually, but Leona actually peeled back in the nick of time, and Lucian for some reason wasn't able to apply the concussive blows. Is it called concussive blows? Oh my god, it actually is. Yeah, he wasn't able to apply the stacks with concussive blows, so Leona wasn't actually stunned up until she procced aftershock, and that actually negated a ton of damage early on as well. This might be the level 2 aggression. Zenith's Blade Q in. Set has arrived right on time. This is why you do the red route start. Here he's flashing in. Facebreaker. He gets the KS onto the Lucian. And the Braum has to try to run. Mr. Shock gets flashed away, but the auto cannot. Ezreal fights at 2 for 0. Very good start here for red team. And top lane we have Trundle clubbing onto the Ornn as well. Very good early sequence of events here. The Ezreal will now be about 2 mini waves ahead, or 1.5 give or take. Most importantly is taking such an early plate. This is a 3-minute turret plate as well as denying away the cannon wave. Oh, this Lucian is a very sad player. Losing so much income this early could be disastrous. Ezreal Leona is also a lane where if you give them the lead, they're not very likely to let it go. Both are very solid champions in their own rights, with honestly a pretty big safety net in terms of when things go wrong. Leona is just naturally so tanky, has so much CC, and Ezreal has a ton of self-PO as well. It's really hard to punish this lane matchup. Anything they want, their dive is pretty severe. They can definitely make really aggro plays. Lucian does come back. He evens up the CS score, but unfortunately he lost the cannon and he lost a plate. So Ezreal gets to go back for such an early tier. This is one of the earliest tier timings I've seen in my casts. Just shy of 4 minutes, Ezreal picks up the tier. So that's going to give him a very early Sheen timing as well if this continues. So that's going to turn him into a very potent early game threat. We're gonna watch the game continue. Braum W's forward, but he can't land CC. Now he has to go back. Set Hex flashes in, and now he's running hard and fast. There's no charm. The stun lands. Dissonance is slowing her down. Ahri has a real flash out. Why did I say real flash? She doesn't have Hex flash, does she? I don't think she takes Hex flash here. She has free boots, right? Can't be flash traction. No, let me click on her. Yeah, it's free boots. I saw a set channeling Hex Flash. I was like, oh, everyone has a real and fake flash. No, that's not the case. I will also say this is an extremely large gold lead for how early on it is in the game. It's basically a BF sword worth of gold lead across all 5 players just 5 minutes in. And you can tell something has gone horribly wrong for the bot lane as Braum gets picked off yet again by the Set gank. Set has made a lot of bot-centric plays. In contrast though, where is the Fiddlesticks? He's farming up a storm in his own jungle. He is much more terrifying as a team-fighting nuke, but he's not really doing anything to affect the state of the game. And bot lane seems to be very quickly slipping away from him, and that's also going to mean the dragon gets taken away. Just 6 minutes in, Herald hasn't even spawned yet. Fiddle just gets to stand on the outside and watch, really. He can't contest this, there's no other objectives, and he just watches as this thing goes away. This is actually a really superb timing as well, because this means that the next Drake spawns at roughly the 11-minute mark, or close to the 11-minute mark. And that is a very good time you want your dragons to spawn if you're a team in the driving position, because it perfectly interlaces, I suppose, with the Herald spawn. Herald spawns at 8, and you have 3 minutes worth of timing to make plays towards the top side and secure Herald without worrying that the enemy team can contest Drake or likewise apply pressure bot that can yield to objectives. Having an 11-minute Drake, pretty good. As long as they can keep up this momentum, they are in a prime position to just secure more and more objectives. Here comes a Hex Flash with a Nimbus Cloak. Ari gets dragged back. Spirit Rush, it will get her out. Not in time, but she does burn down the Set. And it seems like the Ignite, the last hit, does not finish her off. Ari actually turned that play around and kills off the Set. Even after first Spirit Rush getting dragged back by the Shockwave, she found the return damage thanks to I believe Set tanked 2 tower shots there. And that's gonna be the end of Set, really. Meanwhile, let's check back in with bot lane. This is where most of the lead is being generated from. And Ezreal actually not going for an early Sheen, he's going for an early Monomune, picking up the pickaxe over the Sheen item. He can stack it exceptionally early, and a very fast Muramana is very devastating. They just output so much damage at a time where most characters in the game just aren't built to handle it. Let's check in top lane. Top lane is actually Trundle destroying the Ornn. Honestly, Ornn just has Bomby Cinder and basically poor man's clothes. He doesn't have anything close resembling to Sunfire Cape, which is the core item he really needs to get here. Trundle kind of just flexing his muscles in this lane. Ornn just finds it very difficult to trade into a Trundle. You lose every trade against a Trundle, and after 6 you lose it even harder. So Trundle gonna teleport back to lane. He's got Blade of the Rune King, or at least components to it. Ornn's gonna respawn with a Chain Vest, but he's still not nowhere near tanky enough. And now Ornn is now contending with some actual sustain on the side of Trundle. Not just in his passive, but now from his auto attacks as well. They really do need jungler intervention somewhere. Fiddlesticks shows his face for the first time this game. He gets spotted in the mid-river. He clears away a pink ward. That's gonna let Orianna know to play bot side. And Fiddlesticks has to walk away here. He left an effigy behind, but that effigy was spotted out by the pink, so they know there's a fake Fiddle hiding in there. The Herald has been up for a minute, but the junglers are still playing bot side. Fiddle recalled, he's walking towards his red buff, and Set is doing another round of the bot side jungle as well. Trade is coming in. The Brittle, it slaps the Trundle, but Trundle doesn't really care. He wants some. He gets in a few bites of his own. Monomune completed for the Ezreal, and he's going up against a naked BF sword. This is a very squishy Lucian. He has no sustain so far. Leona's gonna clear away the back pink. That is going to dispel any threat of a attempted dive by Fiddlesticks. Ezreal is gonna get stunned up. Lucian is walking forward, perhaps a little bit too far. Flash in from the set. The Showstopper onto the Braum. They drag him away, and the Lucian just has to try to run. Haymaker finishes off the support, and here comes the Fiddlesticks. Crowstorm comes in. Ezreal's gonna collapse to the Ahri. Ahri finds a kill. Set is the next to go. The bot and jungle gets collapsed on by the blue team, who just sent more people down. Ahri coming in for a last second cleanup. Blue team finds an amazing play for themselves. That's actually gonna give them the position on Drake, because it's up in just 25 seconds. Orianna's gonna get some free time with the mid tower, but it does come at a very heavy cost of basically more than half of her team. Ahri has to be careful. There's no Spirit Rush, but there is a charm. It does connect. It lands. The Reap Silence is there. She has no way out and gets harvested beautifully by the Fiddlesticks. He gets his second kill of this game. Man, he hasn't shown his face all game, but when he finally does, he makes the plays happen. And suddenly, red team, they might be in the pickle. The fear takes the set away. Reap silences him up. He can't contest. This is a 3v1. He's gonna walk back. Facebreaker onto 3. The collapse is coming. Ezreal has arrived. He has the damage. The charm, the Haymaker gets blocked out, but he dies anyway to the Ahri burst. Leona has to try to run away. She's stunned. There's no support coming. There's no help yet. Ezreal finishes off the Ahri, but the Lucian has arrived. Ezreal has nowhere to go. The ball, it goes back to the Orianna because Ezreal died and the shockwave hits nobody. That's a disastrous turn of events. 8-5. And blue team, they're gonna get a Drake. I do think the correct play was to not shield the Ezreal. I mean, yeah, command protect onto the Ezreal is the instinctive good play. But then that happens where Ezreal just instantly dies and shockwave onto yourself because the ball returns. If you lose the target is protecting dies. So Orianna just gets a naked shockwave onto herself, and here comes the Crow Storm, the area of fear, the damage, everything is there. Orianna walks back to take a play, but that's gonna come at the cost of her life. Spirit Rush from the Ahri, she confirms that kill. Orianna gets a play but pays for it dearly. And this Ahri suddenly 4-1-4. What happened? The Solar Flare bot lane is gonna land on the support, but Braum, he's walking away. Leona's tanking the colony. She cannot survive it. Ezreal walks in. He finishes off the Lucian, but the concussive blows. The Braum gets one back. Top lane, there's gonna be a dive. Haymaker, it does find the kill on Warren, and Trundle has to walk away. But they do get a positive play up top, but overall, 3 members of red team died for 2 across the entire rift. Ornn is still kind of getting picked on. He doesn't even have shoes yet. He only has a completed Sunfires. You can see Fiddlesticks, he's showing off how terrifying he can really be. These Crowstorm ambushes are doing a huge number, and it's never where people expected. Orianna does get caught out. She gets killed off. She has a 40 CS lead over the Ahri, or 35-40. We'll round up. But Ahri has made a lot more plays. 4-1-4 is a really good scoreline, and she definitely earned her keep. She set up so many good charms, so many good picks, and it seems like whenever red team walks into a skirmish, Orianna's just not there. It does mean that Orianna is comparatively more farmed than everybody else in this game. But still, we yet to see like the critical shockwave and the critical ultimate that's needed to turn teamfights around, because you can't win these skirmishes with the champion you have if you're constantly being outnumbered. They're gonna clear away a pink. Trundle's gonna try to go on full aggressive against the Ornn. Ornn claps him back, but here comes the Subjugate. Trundle, does he want to dive this? No, he doesn't. He's just gonna walk away. And you can see the gold lead, well, it's still favoring red team, but it's nowhere near as severe as it was from the 3-minute mark, and that's not something you want to hear. they had a pretty solid near 2,000 lead at like 3 to 5 minutes, and now the game is basically even, with blue team only behind by 500. And here comes another dive. Warren calls in the ram, but that's a huge mistake. That thing is on such a long cooldown. Solar flare, it hits on the 2, and Oriana is here. Unbreakable eats the true shot barrage, but the ball is here. Lucian gets taken out by the shockwave, and the Braum just has to try to run away, but this is a fool's errand. He has nowhere to go. Double kill for the Oriana, and top lane, the Herald is going to be secure, but here comes the Crow Storm, and here comes the Ahri. So much burst damage onto the set. There's no way anybody can help. Trundle still smacking away the top turret. He can't contest the Herald. Blue team's not going for it either. They're diving him. They want to kill off the troll, but can they get it? He's going to book into the brush and start recalling. He's going to mash it. Ornn teleport with his O, and that means Ornn is not going to crash. Oh, the crash was last second. Trundle just barely makes it out. Let's just rewind by like 15 seconds, because directed camera didn't show it. You can see the two teleports, they're being channeled at roughly the same time, and boom! Trundle even got damaged. Or ran into him, but he hits the wall a split second too late. Man, oh man, that was so close. Trundle escapes by the skin of his teeth. That's huge actually, he can't afford to die here. If he died there, that would certainly have been Herald for blue team. But now they can't do it because they know Trundle is going to come right back to reclaim his place in the lane. 55 CS lead for the Trundle. Really, that's the remainder of red team's lead. It's being carried by their CS differentials. You can see that blue team, awful players in terms of CSing. For one reason or another. Unfavorable lanes, spend too much time roaming. But they're just being out-farmed almost across the board. Almost. Sets waiting in the wings. There's no turret place on this. This is a very squishy tower. He's gonna run in the slow smite onto the Braum, and here comes the showstopper, but he runs into 3. He gets charmed out by the Ahri, and now he has to try to run. Haymaker buys some damage, but he's way too far in. The reinforcements just now arrive. They get the set out in the nick of time, and here comes the Oriana. Dissonance on herself to speed up. She wants the shockwave. She can't find the shockwave. The Reap will silence her up. The teleport only going to find a few retreats. No kill, no ultimates, no summoners even. Fiddlesticks waiting in the wings. They have to know he's hiding there. This is such an obvious location for a bait. And here it comes, the Crow Storm. The fear, the damage. There's no fear, but the damage is enough. Shut down onto Oriana as a full rout from blue team. They cannot try to stay. Red team has to try to run away. The charm at point blank lands onto the Ezreal. Foxfire, the damage is there. Concussive blow's not going to land. Ezreal not gonna find anything here, but blue team finds the Drake for themselves. They get the Cloud Drake. 2 left before the soul. Trundle flashing forward, he solo kills the Ornn, and the Lucian walks up 1 step too far. The Ezreal nuclear missile takes him down. He finds his 5th kill of this game. But believe me, it's been difficult. Braum is going to try to run back, the turret under siege. Blue team loses their 2nd turret of this game. Despite the early actions, this has actually been a pretty slow game in terms of towers and objectives. 18 minutes in, only 2 towers have died in the entire map. Both of them are blue teams. Oriana secures the 3rd, and now blue team loses all of their outer turrets. Their side of the map that they have to play with is significantly reduced. There's even a red word on the blue team red buff. And that skirt's gonna be taken away by the Ezreal. Lucian's just farming in the lane. He can't really stop this. 3,000 gold ahead now. Command Protect, gonna drag the ball back. Oriana finds some more farm for herself. She's farming like a monster this game, honestly. That's pretty insane CS numbers. It's almost 10 per minute. Almost. It's very close to it. And with that much farm, she's actually not behind the Ahri. She does so much damage just by herself. Lucian has to be careful here. He's just getting bullied all game. Forget his 4 kills. Like, this has been a pretty rough game for the Lucian. Here comes a shockwave, a 2-minute shockwave, and the bot lane just melts. There's just no hope. Ari's gonna have to Spirit Rush away. Ezreal spots her out. Is he gonna continue for this? The charm will whiff! And that's gonna give Ezreal the signal to engage. But the Fiddlesticks is on the wings. He can't keep chasing unless he walks into a trap. So he is going to back out. Where is he? Mystic Shot. The blink in. The damage. The fear. The fear doesn't connect. And here comes the true shot. It doesn't find the Ari. Fiddle is on the other side. He gets warded out. So he has to hug the left side of the wall. There he can ambush. He effigies away the ward. Gains some vision for himself, but Leona's walked over. She is the human ward that the Fiddle can't chase away. Fiddle has gone deathless this game, but oh man, this team is just bleeding out all around him. Here comes the Crow Storm. It's a little bit too late. Harold doesn't get stopped in time. There's a question mark thing on mid lane from red team. Oh my god. That is not your best way. That's not the best way you want to use your Crow Storm to kill a Herald that's already charged. And he's going to be caught out. There's his first death. Braum is next to go. Lucian is going to be killed off as well. Somebody, somewhere. Nobody even cares anymore. Seth, is he going to find the Facebreaker? He doesn't. He gets knocked up. But the rest of red team has arrived. Orin cannot survive. He's 0-4. He doesn't even have 100 CS yet. The Flame Horizon is coming. What's he been doing all game? This can't just be a lane matchup difference anymore. This is just straight up missing creeps. That is sub-bronze level of CS. 88 at 21 minutes. I've seen bronze 4 players farm faster. To be fair to him, some of it is symptomatic of the part where Fiddle never really helped top. But still, it's kind of inexcusable to be that behind in CS. Flame Horizon is a term, but that term was also coined because at the time of his coining, Flame was just far and away probably the best top laner in the world. So it's more to explain a player skill. In fact, it's basically all player skill difference to create a Flame Horizon. No matchup gets you this far behind. And this isn't necessarily even the worst matchup for an Orin. It's really bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not the worst. There's no reason that he's... like, we'll just call it, he's being Flame Horizon, basically. Like, it's coming. It's unavoidable. Then there's no reason that he should be. This is a player skill difference. He is way out of his league. If you just even look at... even the Lucian, it's just been getting slapped around all game. It's out farming the Ezreal. Ari, who's actually been roaming, who hasn't actually changed her scoreline in a bit, which is really a sign that your team is in trouble. When your mid laner is sitting on the same scoreline for like 5 minutes. It's like at this point, blue team I think have fully engaged the roll over and die mode, the classic NA strat. And this Orin is so out of his league. Like, just look at the CS numbers. This shouldn't be happening. Unless you DC'd. Like, that's really the only... if you tune into this game, you're like, wow, Orin DC'd. But he didn't. It's gonna be a smooth boss seat. Like, I like to think if top lane went a little bit more even, this game, completely different story. Ari was making a lot of good map plays, and then the map just kind of died. Like, the entire map simultaneously died on all fronts. Fiddlesticks can't make picks, Ari can't make picks, they're reduced to their own base. Set is actually so far deep. They're gonna lose the mid lane inhib tower, and red team not gonna give up the chokehold. They want to keep going. They can get the inhib here. It's down to below half. Minions are hitting away at it. 3-man shockwave in the back. The solar flare not going to connect down to the name one. The Orin comes in, but the Crow Storm, the Fiddlesticks, the wombo combo is there. Is it enough though? No, it's not. Blue team is melting at the seams. Ezra's still alive. The Fiddle is draining away at the back. Trundle just now joins the fight. But that's already 4 bodies on the ground. They got such an amazing wombo, but they couldn't do it. Nobody touched the Ezreal. The front line was melting, sure, but oh man, you cannot race an Ezreal's output when he's basically got all of his core items done. Now it's just the Fiddlesticks, the Flea, the Harvest, everything is there. The tower shot, it finishes off the Trundle. So this isn't the game-ending push. They can't end here. They have to play slowly now. If Trundle didn't die, maybe they could have Hail Mary dove the Fiddlesticks and ended the game. But the rest of the respawn timers were coming back anyway. That was actually Trundle's first death of the game as well. So that was the last deathless member. This game is officially a bloody game. By league standards at least. 18 to 22, but oh man, the kill count kind of betrays the overall theme of the story. You gotta look at the towers to really tell that story. Towers and overall gold lead. This has been a pretty thorough choke out here by red team. Blue team is just kind of losing their ability to breathe. They don't have the room to play around, and before they knew it, they just kind of lost their map. The entire map just slipped away. Leona has full vision of the Fiddlesticks. There's a teleport on the ward. They're angry. How dare you hit the chicken pizza? And they're gonna come in and slap the Fiddlesticks. The straw man drops to the ground. Straw man, scarecrow, whatever. That's a teleport well spent. It's not even to like secure Baron or anything. Baron's up in a minute after Fiddlesticks comes up. But now without Crowstorm, without their ambush engage, they cannot stop this siege. 8 turrets to 1. 3 turrets left on the map here for blue team. Not to mention just 1 inhibitor. And that inhibitor may or may not belong for this world. Or he has to try something. He has to call in the ram when Fiddlesticks is up in just 1 second. He is up. He has to try to set up position. Orianna Ball will give his position away if the placement is good enough. It's really hard to ambush when there's really only one place you can fight. Shockwave, instant catch out on the Ahri in the back. She doesn't even get to play this team fight. Pinkward out. Fiddle wants to secure vision for a Crowstorm jump, but he's not going to get it. Red team denies him. And this is the final push. They're coming in. They want the inhib. That's going to be the third inhib killed off. They're walking down the mid lane. 2 towers remaining. They're all full health. And here comes the rest of blue team. It says a Hail Mary. Ornn calls in the Horn. And here comes the Crowstorm. It gets cancelled by the set. And the Horn just melts in the front line. The Shusha Barrage gets eaten by the Braum Shield, but it's not enough. The rest of the back line is just melting. Lucian is the last member surviving after Fiddlesticks drops dead in the middle of red team. Crowstorm. No, not Crowstorm. Shockwave. I called the wrong ultimate. That's a really bad way to end the cast of this game, but EZW takes it. Game 1, red team victory. And in fact, allow me to go back here. I want to take a look at that one team fight. I want to take a look at this team fight here. No. Time controls. What the heck, man? Yes. Okay, because the game already ended, we'll watch this with no sound. Well, like only sound effects, I mean. No ambience, no anything. So we're gonna see how this team fight breaks out. Set kind of dives super deep in. They get the tower, they want the inhib, so we'll just skip over the inhib siege. I want to see where Fiddlesticks pounced. Because that was actually such a good engage from blue team. But their whole team was so behind they couldn't make anything. 3-man Shockwave. That's the start of the fight. Solar Flare doesn't actually connect onto anyone. The Horn! And Fiddlesticks jumps in from behind that rock. Yeah, so much damage coming down here. But doesn't even matter. Ezreal's back here. He wasn't touched by the Crowstorm at all. So it doesn't even matter that the support in the front line melts when the rest of the team fight just kind of breaks out. And now it's a 2v2. It's a 2v2 again after they lose one member. Because Trundle was smacking bot. See, that team fight, like, let's just go back for a little bit more. We have the time. Look at how good this Crowstorm is. It's just boiling people alive. But it's not like they care. Hold on. Yeah, so he's sitting here. He wants this jump. He's gonna get the jump here. Well, slowly. Yeah. Channeling. Look at that! Like, how do you lose a fight when that happens? Because the Ezreal wasn't in it. If the Ezreal got feared and blue team somehow gets the CC on him, it might have been a total wash because it looks so good. But then, I don't know. The game just kind of collapsed all around blue team. And I will say the MVP of this game is definitely, well, it's definitely the Ezreal because he won. But Fiddle and Ari actually made some decent plays here for blue team in the early game. And it's not like all of blue team was feeding. I do think this game, while it might not like seem like it, I don't want to say it's bot difference that won this game. I still want to say it's top. When you're an Ornn and you're so much of your team's tankiness and you're so much of your team's CC, and you just get nuked so hard every fight, you can't really, I don't know. If blue team had an actual frontline that wasn't Braum, I think the game goes completely the other way. And let's look at the Ornn damage dealt is pitiful. He needs to do way more than this. Well, like Lucian is another story. He should do way more than that. But I don't buy it that Ornn can only do less than 10,000 damage a game. Ornn does so much damage. People will never stop complaining about how much damage the Ornn does. How much damage taken? I don't even know how to read this chart, honestly. Okay, total damage taken. Like, why do you divide it like this? Whatever. Ornn didn't tank that much damage at all. And he didn't deal that much back. Basically, he was AFK. So, basically, this is just AFK. You'd be forgiven if you watched this game and you thought the Ornn wasn't here for like the first half of it. But anyway, that's game 1. So now we're moving into match 2 of the Freljord Cup. Team EZW advances to the upper bracket, so they will be fighting the winner of the previous match. Previous round robin match. The other bracket winners. So the competition only gets fiercer from here. But all things considered, other than a one tiny hiccup at the Drake pit, where they just lost a lot of skirmishes, their carries weren't in place, it was a very staggered engage, awful timings, and they kind of threw 2 dragons away. Like, if they cleaned up their dragon rotations a little bit, I do think they have a pretty clear path to win. That last game wasn't actually that close. Once the game got rolling, once the towers started falling, it was pretty clear that EZW was in the driving seat all game. And if they continued that momentum, the rest of the clash matches should be pretty easy. I am interested to see whether or not this team makes it out. How do I cancel it? I'll keep an eye on these guys, and I'll track the rest of their clash as well. We'll see what placement these guys end in. But for now, we follow the route of our victors as they move on up. So now they're going to play in the semifinals match against a team that I do not know. They're scouting for the next game now. Actually, checking the Discord of the Clash team, they may have linked their opponent's next game, actually. Oh, that's interesting. Let me actually take a look at this. We could scout them. We could scout them here. Hold on. Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to work on the assumption that this is actually the next team they're up against. And let me see if I can pan over. Nope. Which scene? Which scene is my display capture? Hold on.
Seems our boys did not have a good game 1.
Oh, they did have a good game 1. Actually, hold on. I'm still figuring out what there we go. We solved it. It seems like they did link their next opponents. So while they're scouting for Clash, we're going to scout their players. Callista, Janna, Syndra Vladimir Blitzcrank. Whoa. Platinum, silver, diamond. Seems like a good tier 1 team. Their team name is called Monster League Offensive, MLO. Oh, that's a red herring. Their jungler is Janna Soraka. No, that can't be it. That's gonna be Nunu jungle, maybe. They're gonna be Syndra, Vladimir. Alright. Oh, that's an interesting bot laner, actually. That's something to watch out for. But anyway, that's roughly what the team looks like. So, we're gonna jump into the team prep for Game 2. How are you doing today, friend?
Oh, I did not realize you were talking to me.
I was talking to you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. Got off work a little bit early,
Nice.
but still technically on call.
Nice.
So just here. Took a nap. Nobody died while I was asleep. Always good news.
Are you in the hospital right now, or are you at home?
No, I'm home.
Ah. Statistically, 1 person dies per minute. No, per second. Somewhere in the world.
Really? I thought it'd be faster than that.
The second is like 1.1 death per second. Last time I checked that statistic.
Interesting.
It might be higher now with COVID everywhere, but I think the stat is still like 1.1 death per
How
second.
many seconds in 95 minutes?
Yeah. So while you were sleeping, millions of people may have died.
I don't think there were millions of seconds while I was asleep. So,
Did you know 1 million seconds is 11 days?
yes, and then a billion seconds is like 20-something years.
31 years.
There you go.
Alright, they're actually in champ select now, so they're going to be walking into game 2. So I'll take your predictions once again. They already won game 1, so anywhere between 1st to 4th.
This is champ. This is EZW's day. They're gonna come in first today.
Alright, that is
And
your
hoist
official
the Clash tournament trophy up high.
official locked in predictions. I did say that this is the last day of the Freljord Cup, so all teams participating do want to finish with on a high note. They don't want a repeat of yesterday where they basically lost everything.
Did nothing and lose.
Yes. And it seems like the team that did nothing and lose was actually their opponents in game 1. I'm not sure if you watched that game. I don't think you did, right?
I did not.
Yeah, you did not. That's okay.
Yep.
It was quite uneventful. Other than 1 or 2 hiccups around the mid game, there was a pretty smooth victory for them, all things considered. But I did spend most of that game kind of ragging on the Ornn, who ended the game with a, not Flame Horizon, but a minus 99 CS differential. 0, 6, and 4, and those 4 assists were found in just like the last 2 minutes. He was feeding all game, not farming well, lost tower, lost lane, lost everything. There's just this big gaping black hole top, and they just lost the game from it. Now they are in champ select now for game 2, so pretty soon we're gonna get into this. It's gonna be the semi-final matchup. It's actually I can't recall, but I think it's actually been a while since EZW walked into this side of the bracket. I think for the past few Clash days they've lost their game once, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
It's actually been a while since we saw them in the top 4, and now they're guaranteed a top 4 finish. So that's gonna feel pretty good for the boys. They still got it.
Now, can they take it home? That's the question.
Can they take it home indeed? So while going to this game, any predictions for the picks?
Andy's gonna play some form of Ezreal.
Okay, just like last game.
In fairness, it does win games.
It does win games. If it works, if it's boring but it wins, it's not boring. Because winning is not boring. Unless you win all the time. Unless you've never lost, then it gets boring.
I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, like, we wouldn't know. We're on the other side where we always lose. This champ select, as long as it takes, just because it's Clash, it's actually I'm just looking over the Clash champions. some of these team names. Well, I can't say some of these out loud. Apparently, one of the Clash team winners is named the COVID Hornets. So that's
interesting. Interesting.
That's very topical. There's another team with the name 6ix9ine is free. 6ix9ine, like the rapper 6ix9ine. And their team tag is gay.
Interesting.
There's a team called Poron Stars. That's a stretch. What the hell is with these? Oh, this team's name is just Swag. What are these team names? What am I looking at? Coronas with the boys was the team tag COB. Man, these guys. I regret scrolling through this list, but we have nothing to talk about for now. So we're gonna keep scrolling. I continue to regret my decision more and more. Oh, this team name is just WWW and their team tag is WWW. I mean, if you're gonna do that, at least change the letter to V so you reference the video game. This team is called We Int Nonstop and their team tag is Win.
Oh, interesting strategy. Interesting strategy.
Oh, this team name is just Weeb. And this team name I don't know why this is the one that made me laugh out loud. But this team name is Please Don't Ban Nasus and their team tag is PLS.
Is what?
PLS.
Oh, please.
Please don't ban Nasus and their tag is Pliss. This team tag is also Win, and their team name is 8Ball Say We Win Clash. And considering they're in the Champions tab, I say the Magic 8-Ball is correct. Oh man, I continue to regret scrolling down this list. Oh, this is the topical team. Their team name is Buff Phoenix Dance. Applebee's Esports? I mean, obviously, I don't think they're from Applebee's, but that would be hilarious if these are actually like a bunch of Applebee's employees. Oh, well, I can't read that out loud. I'm not gonna read that tag. And oh yeah, this team is just straight up called Coronavirus. Oh no. They named their team Coronavirus. And this team is called Onavirus, and their team tag is COR, so it reads coronavirus. My god, you people. Oh, it does seem like they're in game now, so let's walk over there. Check it out, it's not Ezreal. It's gonna be Maokai jungle, Nar top, Orianna mid, Jhin ADC with Senna support for EZW. And they are up against... Oh my god, that team is so gross. There's Ornn top. That's Set jungle. Syndra mid with MF Nautilus. Okay. Blue team has no chance. They can't win this game.
Blue team ADC.
Jhin Senna can't answer Ornn. There's no way. Nautilus, Ornn...
What if you believe?
No. Nautilus, Ornn, Set, you're not punching through that with Jhin and Senna. No way. There's no way they can win this game. I don't think they can win. Who did this draft? Who did this draft? Syndra beats Ori mid. Set kinda clobbers Malphite jungle. Kinda. Nar could probably hold down the Ornn top lane, but I don't know. Bot lane looks nasty. MF Nautilus against Jhin Senna. It's actually pretty... these are actually two pretty powerful lanes. It might actually be pretty even. Depending... It's all up to the Nautilus. If he lands those anchors... This is a really rough, but like late game, once they group, once they team fight, how do you kill the front lines of red team with a Senna and a Jhin and a Nar? You don't have sustained DPS. You can't nuke these guys. These are not nukeable tanks. You can't burst them. Jhin is horrible at killing them. And they have Ornn armor later into the game with Sunfire's Cape upgraded. I genuinely think this game is lost in draft. This is going to be a pretty uphill battle for Team EZW if they want to make it out of this game and go to the grand finals. In 10 seconds from now, we're going to get into the game. Three, 2, 1, and we're going into it. Alright, as we queue into this game. This just looks so doomed from the outset. I will say for the record, I'm not like the best person at drafts. In fact, I'm pretty awful at it. But it just seems like red team is so much better in terms of raw picks. They just have so much more power on the field. We'll see where this game takes us though.
Welcome to the Freljord clash.
We'll reorganize the scoreboard here for viewing pleasure purposes. We have 2 pings onto the red side jungle from red team. They're gonna guard the entrances. There's no invade coming in. I feel like they could invade into blue team just because Nautilus exists and Ornn exists and Syndra exists and Set. But they are going... Oh wait, it does seem like they're invading. No, this is a 5-man group. They're not sending their top laner away, so this actually might be a walk-in. They ward out their own blue buff to check for blue team advancing. They might go for a delayed entry. Their top laner is not going top, so they're probably going to plan something here. 50 seconds in. They're going to send the Ornn back. There's not going to be an invade. They're just going to check and defend. Ornn will recall, and the rest of the red team will scatter. They're going to opt to not go in.
Minions have spawned.
1 minute in, minions have spawned. And we're going to get down into it. So both junglers are gonna opt for a bot side start this game. Unlike last game where both junglers actually started top side. This is gonna be a more traditional opener here from both teams. The action's already exploded, with mid lane Syndra dropping Dark Spheres onto the Orianna. Set gonna punch away the blue buff, but Maokai is a little bit faster than him. This is still one of those lanes where Senna can abuse her range and start setting up some early damage in. She's gonna pull away a soul, but the double up plus auto damage she tanks back kinda makes up for it here. She shoots the Nautilus again and gets a soul for herself. Oh, that's a huge double up. Senna gets taken to just about half health. But blue team wins the race to level 2 here for the bot lane. So they're gonna slowly shove it up, wait for the next wave to crash into it, keeps on zoning out the MF as much as they can. Gnar might turn Mega here, but Ornn, he's got Q, he's got Bellows Breath, he can't go for the knockup. But he can win these trades. Mega Gnar can't beat Ornn. If you jump into him, Ornn breathes on you and wins the trade. Both top laners in this game do have Grasp. Very solid keystone for trading, because you can actually get several.
Honey, dude.
I think that's her sub, because Kafka by the Sea, who's her normal player, isn't here. Oh, flash forward. There's flash for flash, gets traded up top. Gnar flashes away from the Ornn. Gnar actually opened up this game with a call. Oh. Maokai, he's gonna get the scuttle. It's secured. 3 minutes 30 seconds. Nautilus postures forward but gets rooted up. He'll just walk back. The Gnar walking forward. Nothing here. Make it rain onto the misfortune. Not onto the Senna. Battle's Breath. Or might do it. No, he can't. Gnar gets the hyper, he can kite it out. He's actually doing pretty well in this lane so far. Oh, but Ornn, he finds it. One more hit will do it. First blood. Ornn gets a solo kill. But here comes a Maokai. Enhanced sapling in the brush. The damage is coming down. Sap magic away onto the Ornn. Ornn not long for this world. He will also die, but he more than happy to take that trade, really. He's gonna go back for Bomby Cinder. And here comes a hook onto the Jhin. Jhin has to try to walk away, but he's tanking so much damage. Summoner heal goes down. It's going to keep him alive, gives him the movement to get out. Senna tries to return fire a little bit, but Jhin loses way more in that exchange. Meanwhile, Set gonna try to run in here. Ornn did extend a little bit too far, but Bellows Breath is turning in. Set is here. He's here in plain sight. Blue team knows this. Now, interestingly enough, Orianna actually has a CS lead in this lane, but both mid laners have been pretty dormant so far. So have the junglers, really. The Maokai, not only does he have a kill lead onto the set, he's also got a slight CSing lead. But both junglers so far are pretty even, all things considered. But what matters in this game most is the mid game, where red team is just so much stronger. Bot wave's gonna farm it out. It's very important to look at the junglers. It seems like the lanes are pretty even in equilibrium, except top, that's pretty volatile right now. But mid and bot are pretty even, so it's up to the junglers to really disrupt the flow here. Ornn, he's gonna try for a dive on the Gnar. He tanks the tower shot and walks away. Gnar does lose that trade pretty squarely. Here comes the set. He's speeding up. He's running down. Here comes the Nautilus. He's being rooted up. The hook, the anchor won't connect. He predicts the Senna flash, and he's gonna drag her back. The haymaker, it finds it. A beautiful preemptive hook there by the Nautilus. And Senna just gets completely wrecked. Maokai Bramble Smash not gonna turn the damage here. Deadly Flourish not gonna find the root. That was a beautiful dredge line from the Nautilus. He correctly identifies that Senna will die, regardless of whether or not he lands the hook. So he aims the hook towards where Senna will likely flash, and there it is, the return gank from the set. That's gonna kill off the Jhin. So now both members of blue team bot lane just drops dead on the ground. Now both mid laners have hit level 6. Red team secures the first Drake of the game. A pretty natural secure, thanks to killing off blue team's bot lane. Senna's gonna arrive and she's only gonna find the pink ward, so she kills it off here. Or he's trying for another aggressive trade onto the Gnar. The Gnar is level 6. He has the Mega. He's not gonna ultimate, but here comes the Orianna. She's going for the Syndra hard. The Shockwave, the Unleashed power does go in. Flash forward by the Orianna. Solo kill in the mid lane. What? Syndra just dies one-on-one against the Orianna. My god, that's a very brave play there by the Orianna, and actually pays off here. And here comes the Maokai diving the back. The roots go down, and here comes the Maokai. Not the Maokai, but the Nautilus has nowhere to go. He's going to be locked down, and Maokai finds that gank, successfully taking a kill for himself as well. Meanwhile, top lane, or he finds the knockup onto the Gnar. The Brittle is there. He interrupts the bounce, and here he comes. There's not going to be a dive, but he does have the horn. He's not going to blow it. The bullet time, it gets interrupted by a Bramble Smash. Senna's going to be starting the dive, but the Maokai, he's dropped too low. He's dead in the back, and that's just going to give a kill over to the MF. Oh, that dive could have gone a lot better. Miss Fortune secures a shutdown for herself. Right back at you, she says. 3-4 now is the kill score. Just when bot lane found a positive play, they had to give one right back to the red team. Nautilus slowly walking in. He's trying to interrupt recalls. He's trying to find the pick. He can't make one happen. Jhin traps are littering the ground. That's gonna be it. Malphite instead turns off the vision here in the Tri-Brush. Rift Herald does die. It gets secured by the set. Red team now has one more objective in their hands. And Warren goes back. He's not goes back. He builds it. He's got Sunfire's cape. Oh, this tower. That's first tower. This tower is 100 health away from being taken down by a Herald. They can't stop this charge. 2 plates with a shred of life. That is going to be very easy first tower. Warren does come in. He's starting to dive. He dives a little bit too far. He's taking tower shots. He has a flashback. Another swipes him back. The set goes in and he finishes off the tower, but the Warren is already dead, and the Mega Gnar claps onto his head. They find a double kill, but the cost to them is first tower. Red team still has a goal lead. Set of buffs are respawn. So Maokai is going to secure his blue buff that he hasn't actually killed for 3 minutes. Whoops, I dropped something. Gnar has to try to run away here. Teleport coming down from the Ornn. Ornn doesn't quite have Ninja Tabai, but it's not for now. Syndra doing some trades on Orianna. Still pretty slow game. all things considered, but red team definitely has the lead so far. Bouncing grenade goes onto the wave. Jhin has to try to hold the wave here. Now remarkably, bot lane still has other plates, and I believe mid lane has their plates as well. Yep. So the only dead tower is the only plates being taken are the 5 plates up top, and all 5 are dead. The siege moves on to mid. Ornn comes down to assist. You can see here kind of the opposite story from top lane, where suddenly the Gnar player getting heavily out CS in his lane. Shockwave gonna pull back the Ornn, but they might be running out of damage. No, it's not. Downing Shadow comes in. They secure the kill onto the Ornn. Sett has to try to run away. They can't find more damage, so they have to back off. Beautiful combination there for the blue team. And the Maokai running up to collapse. The blue smite, the slowest there. The ball speed not there. And they can't catch up to the Sett, so they'll have to call it off. The rest of red team running away from the scene. Blue teams has brought their cavalry. Their help has arrived. Sett, he needs to try to run away from this. The twisted advance is there. Bramble smash back. Rooted by Deadly Flourish. The Sett Haymaker shield only bites him a fraction of a second. Orianna finds the kill. 7-4 now. Blue team still behind in overall gold, but these last few picks very valuable. And that's going to net them 1 Drake. So they finally put themselves on the board in terms of map objectives. What is red team's answer to this? It seems like they'll just send bot lane to continue pushing bot. Cloud Rift has set in here. Flash twisted advance onto the Syndra. Maokai's coming in. He's sapping away magic. The Ornn has to try to run. The stacks from Hyper are stacking. And Orianna finds her 3rd kill of this game. She's kind of popping off now. And here comes the dredge line from long distance. It doesn't connect onto the Senna. Doesn't even snag her cape or anything. And that's just going to get her out of there. Gnar turns back to Mini. Shockwave. Oh, it won't find anything here. Completely with Shockwave. Now mid lane. Deadly Flourish is going to be flashed away. Curtain Call goes down. Maokai's in the wings, but he's spotted out by a ping. They know he's there. Nothing gets landed from blue team across all of their bullets. The red team has to walk away here, but Nautilus loses his flash in this entire exchange. Turret plates finally go down at 14 minutes in. But the map looks nothing like it was 14 minutes ago. We have already entered the mid-game phase quite a bit ago, I say. These two teams essentially completely dead even in gold. 8-4. The extra amount of gold from red team being generated by the turret here and by these kills. Now it's just a question of what can they make happen here. Just like last game, Orianna kind of showing herself off as a really good farmer. 15 minutes in. Once again, she's got essentially 10 CS per minute. Extremely impressed with CS scores all around. Twice in a row now. And this time she's actually got the early kills to show for it. But here comes a Sett. There might be a gank. The Orhor gets blown. The mini Gnar gets knocked up. He has no rage. It's now building. He just turned mini. Downing Shadow not there. The damage just not enough. But this red team still gonna try for this. Sett goes back. Haymaker. Here comes the flash forward by the Ornn. They still want to fight, but blue team has the damage. They nuke down the Sett. Shockwave once again whiffs. They're not going to find anything here, but Ornn has to try to walk away. There's just 2 members on him. They're slowly chipping away at his health. Battle's Breath is not enough to save him. Orianna has to try to run away from Syndra. GLP slows her down. It's not enough. She makes it out safely. Syndra trying to ward off The Maokai on the side, buying as much time as he can for the Orianna. Orianna gets spotted by a pink. Syndra knows she's there, but Syndra can't collapse. She has no flash. She has no long distance abilities. Senna walks a little bit too far. She's losing health. Dreadlight pulls her back. Barrier not enough to save her. Teleport coming in. Syndra finds the Orianna, and now Misfortune has to try to run. Deadly Flourish from long range and finds a root. Nar kills off the Misfortune. The curtain call comes in. Dredge line, Spider Knot, play the Spider-Man theme music. Can he get out here? Yes, he can. Nar's tanking tower shots. He can't keep going. And the anchor makes it out of there safe and sound. The Misfortune not long for the world. Although critically on the other side of the map, it wasn't shown except for that one brief moment, but Syndra does find the kill onto the Ori. Now Jin has to walk away. He blows his summoner heal to get out in time. Set has arrived. He needs to try to respect it. The hook from Nautilus not to be trifled with. And now this game kind of settles back down again, and the gold once again essentially dead even for 17 minutes in. These two teams are just not letting up on either side. Syndra actually puts herself on the board as well in that last skirmish, getting her first kill. Now 600 gold ahead. Orianna grabs a blue buff for herself. She's still such a formidable threat in this game. She has so much money in her pockets. Oblivion Orb and Ludens completed. This is a huge power spike for her. And Syndra, although has no augment, she's gonna opt for the GLP over Luden's Echo. It is slow. It does give her potential to catch people. And here comes the Ornn on the side. He does teleport in, but the ultimate is available. But he's not gonna blow the Ornn horn. Is he gonna blow it now? Red team secures the Drake. Now the fight might break out. Shockwave, but one of them is in stopwatch. Haymaker finds essentially nothing. The ramp just delays the back. Maokai dies in the middle of red team, but it's a 1-for-1 so far. Here comes a Gnar. Flash forward. Two-man Meganar in the back. The Misfortune is melting, and the backline is being shredded. Syndra has to try to walk away, and the grenade, the bullets are coming in. Jin's going hard and fast. Triple kill. He's walking in. He wants the quadra. Grenade is there. First shot not enough. Curtain call comes out. Can he find the snipe? Yes, he does. Quadra kill for the Jin. There is a full ace here for red team. They secured a Drake, but they dropped every member they had. And blue team finds the ace. And that's gonna give them essentially a plus 800, 1,000 gold swing. Still a pretty even game, all things considered, but that was a momentous team fight here for blue team. They found exactly what they needed. Shoutouts to the Gnar in that team fight, making the most beautiful dive onto the back. Essentially taking the Misfortune and Syndra out of the fight and basically killing MF outright. I do think the Ornn horn was not blown at the correct time. It only zones out the backline as opposed to completely threatening them. Maokai dives in to buy blue team some time, and the rest of them close in for the kill essentially. What a beautiful team fight by blue team. And now they have to try to leverage it, because once again, if these tanks get too tanky, the game, I don't think you can win the game. The bot lane is still rolling in. The Nautilus is being rooted up. Now top lane, Meganar gonna get caught out, but bot lane Misfortune is gonna just die. Action happening on both sides. Direct the camera has no clue where to look, but overall a 2-for-1. Two jungler movements, one to top, one to bot, and one of them converts one more kill than the other. Now Nautilus on the bot lane. He's still alive. Wait, what? No, never mind. Nautilus never died, so it's a 1-for-1. I don't know why I looked at Nautilus' portrait, I thought it was red. It was gray. It's not. It's a 1-for-1. That was a missed call on my part. Red team does lose their first turret. It's okay, everyone makes mistakes. I make a lot. 1-to-1, no 1-to-2 now in terms of towers taken. And mid lane did lose their tier 1 tower. Once again, essentially dead even game. But one team is playing on a timer. Still, the Ornn has completed his Thornmail, so he is quite a bit tank. He's all armor actually. He's building no MR against an Orianna that's actually quite strong. And in fact, Orianna actually went ahead and finished Morello. We'll talk about that later, because Shockwave, the least Misfortune off the face of the earth. And that's gonna be Oriana's 5th kill of this game. Jin is gonna sit on 4, Oriana's gonna sit on 5. Their cores are just so strong this game. And the rest of red team, they're kinda reeling. Their team needs to get going. They need items, they need armor, they need tankiness. But when you're losing fights around the mid game like this, they don't really have time. Every team fight blue team wins kinda extends the timer for them. And this war really needs an MR item. Like, he needs to identify that Oriana is such a potent threat at this moment in time. He has to try to deal with that. So far in these teamfights, Oriana essentially has gone completely uncontested. And it's been bad news bears for them. Blue team does lose their 3rd turret, and the Ornn getting pincered. Oriana's just ripping through him. The Senna, her gun is doing tickle damage, but the ball surely is not. Meanwhile, top lane set, Showstopper brings out Neganar, and the Neganar slams the Syndra into a wall, but it's not enough. He gets taken out yet again. The Senna gun chasing after the Ornn. Can he walk away from the bullet? Maybe one more shot might do it. He's gonna turn on the Senna. No, he can't find that kill, but he was damn close to doing it. Maokai gets cut out by 3. The top lane is a total rout here for blue team. Can he make it out here? Bramble Smash almost buys him without time, but he gets pulled back by the anchor. Misfortune Slow is there. The Haymaker, everything. Deadly Flourish, the root. Does it buy enough time for him? It might. The Maokai actually makes it out. 2-man root here from the Senna. That's gonna put an end to that chase. Maokai somehow makes it out. Just riding on the back of his tankiness, dropping HP the entire way through. And the game once again kinda settles down, and the gold lead, like a stone, refuses to budge. When one team finds a play, the other team immediately matches it on the other side. And both top laners this game just feeding their butts off. Unfortunately, drawing the short straw for both sides. This is going to be Drake number 3 here for red team, unless blue team can do something about it. Can they replicate that amazing team from last time? This might not be Unleash Power. It's not going to come down. It does come down onto the Jin. Jin gets deleted before the fight even begins, and that might start a different story entirely. There's no more quadra kill for this ADC this fight. Syndra has no ultimate, but she still does a hell of a lot of damage. She's still waiting on the side, creating so much invisible pressure. Red team can't start this Drake. Where's the Misfortunes? She's just now arriving. And blue team, they're actually trying to start this Drake. That might not be the correct call. They don't have an AD carry. Showstopper gonna drag him into the blue team, or miss the train for the ram and doesn't knock it back. Maokai will die in the front line, but the Gnar still full health. The rest of red team's front line are dropping. GLP not gonna connect onto the Oriana, but the Senna has to try to walk away as well. Flash, knock back from the Gnar. Syndra gets pinned against the wall. She has to try to flash away. Dark Sphere not there. Now the Gnar taking so much pain. So many ultimates on his head, and that's going to claim the kill. Blue team loses this fight. The distant ball not gonna find it. Senna wipes it out. No stuns there. Syndra finds the escape. Red team finds the turn to kill the front line. And now Drake is theirs. That's gonna be Drake number 3. But Jin has respawned. 2 bullets from Curtain Time. Closes it onto the Syndra. Shut down from the Jin. Blue team didn't lose their Oriana. They lost 1 core, but the core came right back. And unfortunately, that teamfight was not winnable. Actually, Senna died to the Syndra and mid as well. But that teamfight at Drake was not winnable for blue team. I think they were lucky to have salvaged as much as they did. But critically, their true core this game, Oriana, hasn't actually died yet, and Ornn just now starting on Abyssal Mask. Just now working on some MR. And in fact, all of red teams kind of bare on MR. All of their frontliners are not itemizing towards the Ori for the most part. Well, maybe except Nautilus. Nautilus first iteming the stone plate to try to combat that burst. I do think the decision from the Ornn to run Tabai this game is interesting, just because there is quite a bit of CC from the blue team. I don't think he needs that extra auto attack reduction. He is going to go and get a catalyst. But so far in these Clash games, every Ornn we've seen is just feeding, which is definitely not what that champ is supposed to do. He's so obscenely strong. It's kind of strange watching Orange just underperform so far in this tournament. Syndra gonna try to create some zone. The Baron is clearly the next play. The Baron dance is beginning. Senna walks forward, but she's into a Nautilus's face. The ward will get cleared out here, but the sapling replaces it right back. The front line gonna tank some poke, but it's very negligible damage. And the Baron dance naturally transitions into the ARAM.
Ah, the classic NA-RAM.
The classic.
Just like all my ranked games.
It's no different here. Oh, long distance twisted advance. That might kickstart the fight. The root, the CC landing on the front, but the front line not dying yet. But the Orc, he will be the first victim. The Ram not gonna be knocked back into anyone. Maokai is gonna be the first victim. 2 cones spread out from each other. Force bullet. It lands on the Nautilus. He's got a shred of life. Belly Force is not tanked. He's gonna be killed off by the Jhin. Long distance snipe, but the Senna gets nuked down by the Syndra. Syndra still holding on to Unleash power. She just does so much damage. And the rest of blue team not there to contest it. Shockwave attracts back the set. They're actually nuked down all of the front line. All the tanks on red team have died. And now it's just the squishy backliners. But can they still do anything from this? Syndra so much damage. MF still does so much damage. Blue team can't really collapse onto this. They seriously want this turret, but they have no good way of getting it. They're just gonna call it off and walk away. They'll chalk that up as a team fight victory for them, 3-2, and walk away. But the clock for them is still ticking. Ornn is still pretty far from finishing his next item. But their front line is only gonna get tankier and tankier from here. Orianna completes Death Cap. That's a huge boost of her power. And Jhin has rushed a ton of armor pen, picking up 3rd item Last Whisper. As well as a Hex Drinker to survive against the Syndra. And Syndra finishes her hat and gets it upgraded at the blacksmith. She's got the Mega Hat. What's it actually called? I don't actually know. Rabadon's Death Crown. When Warren upgrades
they have new names.
Yes, they have new names. I think the one everyone kinda remembers is Frozen Fist, which is genuinely the name of the upgraded gauntlet.
I'm a nice and simple name.
That's just what everyone calls Ice War unofficially anyway. This is the soul fight. Red team has 3 drakes with their name. 30 seconds from now, Dragon will spawn. The blue team has moved in. They're securing the vision, clearing out the pinks. Can red team walk back in and re-establish? Both top laners have teleport and they're mashing on top of each other. Ornn is going to be the first to start off the teleport. Nar's going to pounce forward and find nobody. Ornn has already left. And the team fight might be beginning. Where's the Gnar? He starts his teleport now on the side brush, but the front line taking so much damage. Shockwave onto the front, but it's doing absolutely nothing. Gnar tries to make a play happen, but he turned back into Mini, and there's no CC left for him, and the entire front line for blue team is just melting. The Ornn suddenly so tanky, they can't find it. The tankiness rolls them over, and suddenly 4 bodies from blue team gets put onto the ground, and this is gonna be a Dragon Soul for red team.
And that, my friends, is what we call the throw. The throw at the Dragon Pit.
I do think that was a pretty unfortunate fight, all things considered, for blue team. They tried to force the play, but Gnar started his TP after a solid amount of time in Mega. So he came in, gets controlled for like 2 seconds, Mega wears off, and then he's just useless. So that's gonna be Baron for red team. I think Gnar managed Rage a little bit better prior to TPing. He could have completely changed the course of that fight. But regardless, red team secures the Baron. We're gonna recall now. Dragon Soul in hand, Baron in hand, and having just taken a 4-for-0, getting so much money. Ornn items are rolling in now. Upgraded Abyssal Mask, upgraded Sunfire's Cape, upgraded Death Cap, upgraded Eye Edge. They've just got it all. And when I talk about the timer, in pregame and now. I think for blue team, that timer has already counted down to near 0. Their window to win this game has rapidly closed. Jin gonna try to secure red buff for himself. He does 2,000 damage to the red buff, but apparently 20 damage to the Ornn. That's gonna be 110 armor, 180 armor, 220 armor plus Ornn passive. He gets 10% extra, so that's 242 armor from just items. Plus whatever the hell he has in his tree, 372 armor on the Ornn. Jin is terrible at shredding armor. He doesn't output enough attacks to overcome percentage reductions.
Awful. Absolutely awful.
One of the worst, including Senna. Senna and Jin, 2 of the worst tank shredding carries. But the thing is, Senna does have pretty insane scaling. She scales very well into the late game, assuming you have at least one other source of persistent DPS, which blue team absolutely freaking does not.
Ori!
Well, like AD's threat. Ori definitely consistent source of AP damage, but the Ornn, not the Ornn, but the Jin gonna get caught out here. Set gonna pull him back. He's just taking so much damage. Showstopper finishes him off. The Horn, it gets missed again. Oh my god, this Ornn just cannot connect on his own ultimate. The Senna gonna be caught out next. The CC, everything is just there. There's just too much. There's no shockwave, and this Maokai has to try to walk away. The front line is still alive, albeit barely, and they've just lost their belt lane. The collapse was there for the red team. They just take 2 more person. And now it's a push down mid lane. Orianna really the only person that's healthy enough to stand and fight. But this is Baron. This is Cloud Soul. This is everything red team has. Blue team needs to throw the kitchen sink at them to try to repel this. And they may as well try. Boomerang not gonna do anything here. Inhibitor goes down. Red team walks away. Gold lead firmly theirs this game. Then from here, it's the easiest game of their goddamn life. Or well his way to finishing Iceborne Gauntlet as well. He picks it up as we speak. Black Cleaver gets upgraded again. So now it's Obsidian. Now that's a lame name. Obsidian Cleaver. I would name it like Blacker Cleaver. Just to be more thematic.
Blackest Cleaver.
Blackest Cleaver. There we go. Blackest Cleavest. That's the new name for the upgraded Black Cleaver. Molten Edge? No, okay, I can get it. Infernal Man. Oh, all of these are so fire themed. Don't give me the Monka. Blackest Cleavage is a great item name and you know it. Ornn gonna start the engage here. Mininar, he's not transformed. He's got a long way to go actually. He's just gonna get it now. Set, gonna start the fight. Showstopper onto the back line. The AoE is coming down. The CC onto the front. The bullet time is melting. Ornn finally finds a ram, but it doesn't really hit anybody. Maokai gets melted down as well. Blue team has lost their tanks. Shockwave just now comes out, but it finds no damage, and there's just no death coming out. Unstoppable, unleash power. Excuse me, finds a kill onto the Jin. Sana gonna be rooted up next. She just can't punch through these tanks. They're way too tanky. And that's gonna be a 5-for-1. Syndra just gets cleaned up. But that is way too little too late. They're just ignoring tower damage. And that is gonna be their game to win. So red team takes it over EZW, knocking them down into the 3rd-4th place match for day 4 of Freljord Cup. When the timer runs out, you cannot play and win that game. Not with that kind of draft. Far too thick for blue team to handle with that kind of comp. And that is going to take them down. So at least they can secure up to 3rd. But the grand finals have just escaped their grasp. So now we await for the next game. And that is going to be the final game of Freljord Cup. Regardless of anybody's results, they still want to end the last game of the last day of this clash on a high note. Everyone still wants to win.
Damn, there goes Rip my prediction.
I think it was too ambitious. As soon as you saw that draft, you knew it was over.
I don't think I saw the draft before predicting.
But
I had faith in my boys.
When you saw the champ lineup, you're like, either they win in 20 minutes or they lose. And they certainly did not win in 20 minutes. Although credit where it's due, they did make several really good picks around the early mid game, kind of leveraging their early advantages. But once that one Drake fight happened and it was clear that red team was in the driving seat, you can't really beat them because they really only need to win that one fight, and suddenly everybody's way too tanky and you can't win fights, you can't kill anybody, and it's horrible times all around for everybody. So now we're just gonna wait. They're gonna be scouting out their last game of Clash. They're actually in Champ Select already. So the third and final game will begin very soon.
It's a nice quick to end the series.
They didn't actually post the Clash info of their enemy team on the Discord, so I have no idea who they're facing this game. No scouting this time. But the one time we did find out the enemy Clash team name, they ended up winning. So maybe the mystery helps. Now in Champ Select. So I think they do want to correct their draft a little bit. I think this draft was a little bit too greedy. Trying to win early, trying to put on early aggression, but it doesn't seem to work. Considering that Clash games usually play on slower paces, they should have forced a lot harder with this comp early on. It does seem like they should try to redraft here. A more well-rounded comp, perhaps a little bit more late power. That would do them a lot of good here. Now, while we're waiting for Champ Select, hey Mo, can you do me a favor?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. What's up?
Can I trust you to cast maybe the first 3 to 5 minutes of this game by yourself? I'll be back in like 10.
Of course.
Okay, good luck. It just occurred to me that I stopped my recording before I left.
Oh, so you didn't catch any of my high quality streaming?
I did
commentating. Not a shame.
Oh well, that's okay. I'll get what you casted. I'll get what you casted back through somebody else, I hope. That's good, because now my whole spiel about tax fraud won't be on the record. Oh wait. I didn't say anything. But anyway, we're gonna have a... We'll go over the matchups again, because I wasn't recording when I said it. It's gonna be Jace against Sai on top. It's gonna be Zac against Jarvan, Orianna against Vlad, MF against Ezreal, Yuumi against Senna. We did catch the start of this game. It's just that I wasn't recording when I caught it. But there was a trade to kill 1-for-1 bot. Blue team invades, kills off the top laner, gets red buff for themselves. There, now we're caught up. 6 minutes in, nothing else has happened because these teams play slow. Really, really slow. Now we do have Zac winding up for a lane gank, but one more brush forward, he's going to get spotted by a ward. He's actually kind of wasting his time down here. The Jarvan is here now, but the Zac has already started to leave. They're going to walk up into the river. Zac might get spotted out by the scuttle. Jarvan is just going to go ahead and do blue buff, and he gets pinged out by blue team. Ezreal gonna get pounced on. The Mist Wraith connects onto the Zac. He seems to be just fine, and here comes the teleport from the Vladimir. He's gonna blob up the Zac. The tides of blood coming down. Zac has one blob left. It's not gonna be enough to save him. He gets finished off. Excellent TP from the mid laner. Orianna makes her way down here as well, but Flag and Drag finds her. I hate mushrooms is hating the Orianna as well. Nori just has to back off here. Vladimir finds a kill for himself. Vladimir is one of those champions that puts you on the ultimate timer. Red team takes the first Drake of the game. Sion is gonna knock off the Jace. He gets the proc. Jace has a cutlass to slow him down. Zac going for a long range gank onto the Senna. The CC is landing. There's no way out for her. Yuumi gets that kill with the Prowling Projectile. Who didn't ban Yuumi, guys?
Yeah.
Why would they let the cats through draft like this?
Beginner mistake.
Yuumi was a mistake. This champion should have never been made. Not in this form.
Oh, there's some slap fights going on top. Alright, let me...
Yuumi is kind of like Cho'Gall from Heroes of the Storm, except it doesn't work. Or like it either doesn't work or works too well. You put your team at an inherent numbers disadvantage. You make up for it by making one guy as strong as two. Actually, in that respect, she's more like Abathur from Heroes of the Storm. Hero that doesn't really directly participate in fights traditionally, but can alter the battlefield in her own way. Yuumi is going to come in. Final chapter does land. Bullet time comes in as well. Senna has to try to walk away. Mist Race onto 2. There's going to be a really good route. Red team disengages off the gank. Yuumi pops her ultimate and Q and gets nothing out of it. Now we're saying this is also a Yuumi that is running heal, and that's a barrier MF. Certainly has its pros and cons. Now we're gonna try to drag in, and the Jace instantly flashes away, so he's just fine. The Zac does come in for a repeat gank, but his Q, it misses the Ezreal. There's no CC anymore, and Ezreal just shifts away. He's totally fine. He's 20 CS behind, but he's alive, so he's totally fine. The Zac has just made the life hell for the bot lane here. He just keeps on coming down here. What is the response from Red Team on the other sides of the map? The dinner bell is rung out from the Sion. He's running his way down here. MF didn't expect it. She's gonna get crashed in. Yumi immediately detaches. She wants no part of this. She might try to make it out here, but she's so slow without the zoomy speed. Sion slowly gaining on her. Decimating smash. It gets a knockup. There's no allies nearby for her to attach to. She's still slow. Are they going for the dive? It's just a cat, man. Top lane, meanwhile, Jace going hard for the Jarvan. The Q will do it. Can he do it? Cataclysm. The cage doesn't lock him down, but it's not necessary anyway. The tower shot kills him off. Jace kills off the jungler, but trades himself back in return, and the Sion recalls. They don't find the dive onto the cat. They do get the kill. The CS lead has somehow worsened for the Ezreal. And the Vladimir on the mid lane, however, farming very well, buying the correct items, scaling up decently. He's one level away from his power spike. He's not strong enough to threaten the Orianna in this lane. But he's very close to Proto Bout. He's very close to 43% CDR. He just needs one more level to hit it. Herald does get taken out by the Zac. Jarvan does walk mid. Orianna, she has a shockwave. Can she find a window? She does find a window. Zac is gonna tag in and out, and he is now coming in to fight the CC. The control is there. The damage is slowly welting them down, but the Hemoplague, it gets dropped on the Orianna. There's no command protect. She gets killed off anyway. Vladimir now level 10. He doesn't have the CDR necessary to keep fighting. Transfuse, red transfuse not gonna be used, but MF arrives and she finds nothing. They do drive bot lane, they do drive red team back, but they lost their mid laner. Vladimir picks up that kill. The counter gank from Zac was not enough to protect the mid laner. Sion is gonna ult back top lane. That is a very, very loud train noise. The dragon gonna be started up here. Jarvan on a shred of life. He secures it, but probably at the cost of his life. It is at the cost of his life. Senna might be next on the chopping block. She has to try to run. The Jace shock blast comes in from a side. There's 4 people bot lane. True shot barrage. It doesn't clip anyone except the MF. The Yumi pops out to return some damage, but it's not enough. Red team doesn't lose anybody else except for the Jarvan, but they secure the Drake. So that's gonna be 2 Drake to 0. Ocean is spawning now. We're closing in on the 14-minute mark. Sion not going to get that second plate. He just has to back off. The solitary Orianna going up to try to stop him. And now Herald gets deployed bot. This is a very weird switch up of lanes. They sent mid lane top and top lane mid. And this is going to be a Herald charge. Damn, they want these plays. They have 5 seconds left before plays go away. The last tower shot, it kills the Zac, and he gets split into the blobs. Are red team gonna commit for this? They have to try to run protective, but it's not enough. Yumi, she goes back to the MF and snares them both. The Hemoplague is not there yet. The Dawning Shadow finishes off the cat.
Why did Yumi get detached from MF?
No, she popped out.
Why did she pop off?
She
was
popped,
like willingly?
No, she popped. She was not in MF. She got hit by Senna Ghost and W back to MF and looted both of them. This is gonna be a full-on dive here. Jarvan does die, but the Vladimir finishes off the misfortune. Jace running away from the moon speed. The only person that died to the tower was actually an execution as well. So no harm, no foul. Vladimir tanking a few tower shots on his way out. Jace tries to return some damage. Orianna is here as well, but she gets rooted up by the Wraith. She can't keep going. The Vladimir still kiting it out. He's level 10 now. He's fed. He's strong. He can do it. Maybe. Zac comes in. The teleport is coming down from behind. Zac is doing so much damage. The Sanguine Pool is not there. The protection is not enough. Sion comes in for the charge, but now he's in the 1v3. He doesn't have the damage to finish it off. Final chapter roots him up. They have to be careful though. They're both so low. True Shot Barrage whizzes past them, doing absolutely nothing. Ezreal is still in the base. He can't make it back in time. Sion has to try to slowly walk away. He can't slowly walk away. Blue team can't do jack to this man. Decimating smash yet again. Zac flying somewhere, trying to cut him off or something, and he's gonna tank a tower shot on his way out. He no longer has blobs. Decimating smash finishes the minion wave. Sion is just fine. They can't kill him. Now it's those characters. Misfortune was mid this entire time. She is heavily out farming the Ezreal. Like, it's not even close. But she has to contend with the threat of a Vladimir. Vladimir does have Sword Shoes complete. He does have the Proto Belt. He's holding a Codex, holding a Tome. He's ready to go. He's ready to kick some butt. Senna gonna come in. She gets tangled up by the Zac, kissed into the wall. Bullet time gonna find absolutely nothing. Not the best use of Miss Fortune's ultimate. Still a dead even game so far. 8-9. Both teams giving and taking in equal measure. It's looking for a pretty exciting and even game so far. 17 minutes in, no team has really had a game-breaking play. Jace is gonna finish off the first turret of this game, but even that does very little to contribute to the goal differential. Blue team does have a CS advantage overall, but this time I do think Team EZW have the late game. Between Ezreal and Vladimir, they just have so many potent backline threats. Yuumi on her own probably is not enough to protect the Miss Fortune from all this. They also have Senna. Senna, Ezreal, Vladimir, honestly scaling monsters. And if they have a solid enough mid game, they can eventually just clinch it. But that's not to underestimate how much damage a Miss Fortune can do though. Senna's gonna walk in and immediately go back out. She's walking into a little bit too hot of a situation. The Scion coming down, the choo-choo train crashing into the wall. The shockwave brings him back. The tanks are getting tossed around. This bullet time is coming through, but the Sanguine Pool protects Vladimir as well. He's in the back. Hemoplague heals him up. The Oriana's gonna die as well. It is mayhem in the pit and outside. The zombie's gonna chase people away. Blue team secures the Earthdrake. Now they just have to make their way out. But Miss Fortune going back in. The transfuse takes her to about 300 health. And now the Ezreal has to try to kite back. The Senna trying to get pounced on by the Zac, but the Zac misses the pounce. And that's going to be the end of him already. The Tides of Blood not going to find anything further. It's going to be a 2 for 2, but blue team walks away with the Drake secure. A very chaotic fight. But just like everything else, this game ends up completely even. Blue team is first team to hit 30,000 gold. And red team very close behind. They are going to take this tower and even up a little bit of the deficit. It's a very important tower to go down. Senna's going to start her recall. Miss Fortune is going to come back and farm. Blue team wants to retaliatory push. Oh, but they know. They're wise to this. Vladimir comes in. Chemo Plague, Tides of Blood, everything gets dropped. But Miss Fortune not taking any damage so far. Vladimir is still going. He's forcing. The shockwave gets completely negated by the pool. Miss Fortune walks away. Vladimir flashes, but it is a trade of flashes. He couldn't find that kill. There just wasn't enough damage to finalize it. He needs the Zion stun and he needs the death cap after. He needs a lot more damage where that came from. Jace gonna try for an aggressive trade, but here comes the cavalry. Jarvan riding in hard, killing off the Jarvan, and the Scion crashing into the Miss Fortune as well. He needs to try to walk away here, but he can't. There's just so much pain coming down. But the flag and drag, it knocks out onto 2. Bullet time instantly cancelled out as well. Blue team has taken 2 kills, but the rest might be a wash. Yuumi has to try to walk away. Zac blobs, trying to buy some time. It's just a Senna trying to gun him down. Senna doesn't output enough. Dawning Shadow though, she will throw the kitchen sink at him, and it does get her the kill. Blue team walks away with a kill deficit. A 2 for 3 overall. And now red team is going to start their push towards top lane. This entire fight, Ezreal was absent. Not even True Shot Barrage was committed. but he gets some alone time down bot to kill off this turret as well. This might be a 2-tower push. Not quite a game-breaking play, but definitely a play that will exacerbate the goal differential. And it does, by quite a bit. Now a 2,000 lead for red team. And there are some really strong ticking time bombs on red team that blue team has to try to defuse fast. Misfortune does have an Executioner's Calling, but the same item is strangely absent on red team. Executioners is one of those items that you should look to pick up against champions like Yuumi, maybe to a lesser extent champions like Zac. Granted, it's not too high of a priority when really it's only Yuumi providing the sustain. But at some point, it should be considered. A late game Yuumi's healing is not to be underestimated. That's basically like a second health bar if you just spam Z. Now bot lane gonna get pushed out here. The tower count is 2 to 3. The only outer tower in this game that still remained is red team's outer tower and mid lane. However, that is the tower that they should kill. Blue team just can't really play around the map without it. And case in point, Misfortune gonna get caught out here in the mid lane. Redemption not enough to save her. That's gonna be her 4th death of this game. Despite all the farm she's done, she hasn't really made a good play yet. Baron Nashor has spawned, and this vision is all red teams to secure. Blue team just doesn't have as much of the map as they think they do. Jarvan flag gets planted down. This is gonna be a siege on mid lane. True Shot Barrage does come down to start the fight, but the Jarvan taken solo. The Shockwave, it brings back the Ezreal. He's gonna get killed off here, and suddenly red team may have run out of damage. Hemo Plague, it's already been dropped, and the damage is already gone. There's no burst left. Zac makes it out with a fragment of his life, and that's gonna be a 2-for-0 in a very botched siege here. Blue team finally puts themselves back on the board, 14 to 16. But really all that did is just make the game a little bit more even.
Well, Logan, that's how you go from being even to being ahead.
Yes, but they need a game-breaking play right now, and that is certainly not it. Misfortune gets caught out by the Scion Slam as Vladimir sucks her dry. And there's no damage left suddenly. Senna trying to gun down the Orianna. She's gonna ward her, zoning her back a little bit. Scion gonna try to slam onto the Zac. He's still disrupting the backline, but the rest of his team has already left. Can he make it out of here? Maybe, maybe not. The Yuumi gets dunked on, and now there's 4 members of blue team. They're all hitting the Scion, but the Scion's just not dying. Doesn't mean he's smash. It's not going to connect with a massive shockwave. It's going to finally bring down the Scion. The Vladimir is slow as well, but he is going to slice right back through blue team, and this is a total wash. They've overstayed. Scion just bought so much time. 4 for 1, essentially, and that's going to be Drake number 3 over to red team, as well as a near ace. Misfortune just now respawns, and she watches the rest of the fields get scattered with the bodies of her teammates. There's just nothing more she can do here. She needs to try to back off. Red team, they're still pressing forward. They got the Drake. They want more. They're moving to Baron. They're going to secure the Scuttle. Are they going to start it here? This might be dangerous. They do have mid priority. They do have top priority as well. Blue team is just now respawning in trickles, and I think this Baron is gone. Blue team don't have globals. They don't have the vision. They can't check the pit. They know it's being done. Oh, they checked the pit with redemption. That's not a good way to check the pit. They do confirm it's being done, but the Zac has no intentions of walking near it. And that's going to be Baron to red team. And Yuumi has to sit for about a minute and a half with no redemption. But during this minute and a half, red team looking to lay on the pressure. Can they do it here though? gonna move over to mid and start slapping the crap out of this turret. They're gonna get it here. Blue team loses their turret. Scion Scream is there. Orianna Ball. There's just no time left for them, I think. Vladimir has death cap. He's so incredibly strong. We saw last Worlds. We saw the IG versus TL game. We saw what a death cap Vlad can do to ADCs. And he is so strong right now. This Baron buff. And they're just starting this push. I think this game is done. It's gonna be a victory lap here for red team. Vladimir going to secure the enemy red buff for himself. The siege is still continuing. Now blue team is doing a good job so far of pushing back the minion waves. But they haven't really dealt with split pressure so far. Shockwave is still there. She's holding it, prepping it. Zac is trying to disrupt the front. The Vladimir backline. The Shockwave whiffs completely. It hits onto the pool. Dawning Shadow comes back to shield the entire team. This Scion in the back gonna secure 2 kills. He's finally gonna be taken down by the Misfortune, but the damage is already done. The mid laner and the support drop dead to the ground. The inhibitor next to go on the line. The Senna is running in as well. The bullets are coming down. She's sucking the MF's soul out of her body, and the rest of the push is coming down. It's just the ADC and top laner. They have no jungler, they have no support, they have no CC, no team fight, nothing else. Vladimir is threatening the fountain that they live in. Zarya's Hourglass protecting him from bullet time. Misfortune has to try to run. They're diving the fountain for KDA, but the game is already done and over. EZW on the last day of Freljord Cup will secure the 3rd place finish. Other than the draft around the game 2, this is a pretty good clash overall from Team EZW.
Our draft around game 2?
What?
Our draft around game 2?
That was disgusting.
Was it? Which one was it?
Jin Senna into like Nautilus, Ornn, Set.
Okay, to be fair, they picked Nautilus. So our second ban, like everyone was like ban Pike, ban Pike. I was like, let's ban Nautilus, and they're like, he doesn't play Nautilus, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll ban Pike, and then they picked Nautilus. I was like, no.
So 3rd place, how do you feel?
We could have won game 2 easily.
I think game 2 just fell apart at that dragon fight.
Yes, but I think it was the next 2 fights too that we kept getting caught. Yeah. Oh, they were 4 tanks, I think. 3 tanks? 3 tanks.
3
plus
tanks.
an Ornn. 3 tanks with Ornn.
It's 3 tanks into Jin Senna, and
yeah.
like you were winning the early mid game, but that's because Ornn's first 3 items were Sunfire, Swordmail, and Tabai. He didn't have a shred of MR, so Orianna was actually like killing him. And then he went back, bought Mask.
And then he tanked 3 of us, those were really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that fight, yeah. Ornn just walked into me, Ori, and Jin, and he just tanked all 3 damage.
You can't kill him past a point.
That was really sick.
So still pretty good results so far. I see you made a substitution after yesterday's 7th place finish, was it?
Oh, our top laner got tilted.
I see. Did he pull the Ole play where he rage quits the tournament?
No, he pulled the Mickey play where he flew back to Korea.
Oh, I see. Well, regardless, it's gonna be a 3rd place finish. The next cup is gonna be Piltover Cup, May 30th. Will you be there?
Oh yes. May 30th probably.
Alright, then we'll wait for the coverage of that. But until then, that's gonna conclude the Freljord Cup. I casted all but 1 day, and that was yesterday.
Nice. Where'd Mo go? I thought Mo was co-casting with you.
He did. The game ended, his pager rang, and he immediately leaves the call to answer it.
Ah, I see.
So that's.
I was like, the moment I joined, he left.
Yeah, it's just to avoid you.
Oh shit.
Alright, well, that's gonna do it for the coverage. Expect the VOD soon. Thank you for coming. Thank you for playing. Good games.
You choose.